Yo, this is Queenzflip. I am here back in Chinatown, Chinatown Gang Stories, and I'm going to talk to the first black Ghost Shadow member. My man Nathan Ingram, Shidoshi. What's up, man?
Hi,
Why you so strong, man? What's up? What's up, man? How you so strong like that?
I don't know, man.
For real? Like, you can still... Oh, nah. You think you can knock somebody else in?
I don't know. I'm too old.
Don't be humble like that, man.
Nobody cares.
Don't be humble like that. I see everybody here. You got a whole crew with you.
Yeah. All my students,
I don't know what this is. Like, this is kind of scary. So this is all your students and everything?
Yeah.
How y'all doing? Queenzflip, man. Follow me.
Nice to meet you,
What's up, man? What's up? This is my man. What's up? This is my man. Yo, what's up, baby? And this one of your students you was telling me about, right?
Yeah.
So
I grew up with his father.
Go with his father. So tell me, you was explaining something off camera about this. Can you put me on? What is that?
Well, this is the first karate school owned by me, a black man, here in Chinatown. First.
What year?
And only. I opened this one I opened up in the year, I think it was 2002.
Oh.
But my original dojo was right across the street.
Okay.
And I opened that up in 1973.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's go to the street where?
Right here. Right there. See where the red sign is right there in the church? That's where my dojo was.
Okay.
So I was the first black man to ever, since this day, to this day, have a school in Chinatown.
Got you. Okay, so we're in Chinatown right now.
Yes.
I want to get down, because I do want to talk about martial arts and what you contributed to the culture of martial arts and the impact you've had.
Yeah.
I want to understand, and if we could walk, let's walk somewhere.
Yeah.
I want to understand ghost shadows.
Yes.
How does a black man, because first of all, where are you from?
I'm from right up the block. I was born and raised down that block.
What?
Yeah.
Why down Chinatown? Why? How did that end up happening?
My mother and father moved here from the South. My father was from Alabama and my mother was from South Carolina.
Okay.
And they met here on Monroe Street, which is not too far, where that bridge is over there. That's where they met. They got married and had children, and we was close in proximity of Chinatown.
So this was always Chinatown back in the days when you were...
It was always Chinatown, but it was a lot smaller.
Okay.
It was like from Mulberry Street there, down to the Manhattan Bridge. That was all in Chinatown.
Got it. So Chinatown didn't extend down there and all.
It did extend. It went further down, but it was like squared off.
Got it. Okay.
Squared off.
Got it. So your parents were from down south. They came up here.
Yes.
What was the reason they came up here? Do you know?
To have a better life.
Better life.
It was during the civil rights, and you got to remember, it wasn't good for the blacks in the South. Especially Alabama and South Carolina. So my dad moved here first, and my mom came, and she met my dad, and my father became a pastor, and then I'm a PK kid.
Okay, what is that?
So PK means a preacher's kid.
Oh, preacher's kid.
And it's a funny story. When I moved here, when I moved here, when we moved here, I was only a year old when we moved to the area where we're at now.
Okay, a year old.
Yeah, I was 1 year old.
Ooh. So where did you, and you lived down south?
No, I didn't live down south.
But
we moved in this area.
Okay.
Because we lived about 2 blocks
over there.
up.
Got it.
Then we moved about a block away from here.
Got you.
Yeah.
So then when you moved here, you were 1 year old. Tell me about it. Where was your father preaching at? Where was
My father was a pastor.
Not in Chinatown, like, come on.
No, on Monroe Street, which is not too far from here, maybe about 4 blocks, was the first church. And then the next church that he opened, which was on Eldridge Street, on 72 Eldridge Street, was where the Ghost Shadows originated, on Eldridge and Forsyth Street. That's where they originated.
Who was the first Ghost Shadows, do you know?
Of course I know. Mickey Yap was the original leader of the Ghost Shadows. Now, Mickey Yap started, I'd seen him later on, and he owns a store over on East Broadway.
Okay.
The second leader, who people mistake was the first leader, is Nicky Louie, who's my friend. I taught him how to speak English.
Really? Okay,
yes.
Okay, we speeding. All right, we speeding. Hold on. You got me hyped. I don't know. This guy, wait, what's going on? Like, how you got these muscles, man? Tell me, what's up, man? What did you do?
I don't know.
Don't say you don't know. It's no, you strong as hell. So, okay.
Yes.
you're born here. Father's a pastor. Pastor kid, a PK.
Yes.
How do you get into? Because now you're close to Chinatown. Where are our people? Like, where are? Because if you're right across the street from Chinatown, that means that you become friends with predominantly Chinese people, right?
Right.
So, but where you had with predominantly Chinese people, your friends? Did you have any black friends at the time? Was there a school?
Absolutely.
Yeah, explain that to me.
On the other side, what separates Chinatown from the other side? You can see that project building.
I see it. Okay. Yes.
That project those projects there, Alfred E. Smith projects, predominantly Hispanics and blacks and whites.
Okay.
So that's where they grew up, but we weren't allowed to come here unless we were just buying food. At night, you couldn't come here during that time. Oh yeah. Oh, you get beat down, killed, so we would stop. Not we, certain kids from the neighborhood would stop.
Got it.
But I was kind of a rebellious kind of kid, man. I wanted to learn martial arts. I wanted to learn other cultures, so I would take a chance and come through here.
Okay.
And so what would happen was there was a school called Junior High School 65, which was on Forsyth and Eldridge Street.
Got you.
And I would walk through there to come through here and walk to go through there to get more of the culture here.
Okay.
And there was a school called Junior High School 65, and that's the school where the original Ghost Shadows, the Black Eagles, the Flying Dragons, all went to school together.
Really?
They were not gangs at the time. They were just guys that hung out. One murder changed that. One murder changed all that. And it was a guy named Sui Sung who did it. And one side was my friends, Mickey Yap, Nicky Louie, John Wong, David Chan, God bless the dead. We were friends. And when that one guy got killed in an argument in a restaurant right around this corner here, everything broke loose.
Explain this. How old were you when that killing happened? Come on, let's walk. How old were you?
When the killing happened, I was 13 years old.
Okay, so at 13, you being a PK kid, were your parents busy? That's why you was outside a lot. Were your parents? Was it like that? Like parents is busy, you had to raise, not raise. I don't want to say raise yourself, but what was it like in the house for you to get mingled up?
I was just a rebellious kid, man.
So you gave pops and them trouble?
Yeah, because it was praying 3-4 times a day, going to church 4 or 5 times a week, and I wanted to see the real world.
Got you.
I wanted something different, and I was fascinated by the Asians doing the Tai Chi in the park over here. I was fascinated by the martial arts, and I wanted to take myself to another level.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Was it because they had the martial arts on the television back in the days? Did they have the martial arts on the television?
No.
Okay,
no.
Okay.
Bruce Lee, there was a TV show, The Green Hornet with Bruce Lee, which was very popular. But a lot of us, blacks and Hispanics, didn't have TVs. And if we had TVs, they only had 2 or 3 channels. And Bruce Lee, the Green Hornet, only came on once a week. I believe it was on Fridays it came on. He was popular, but he didn't make such a big splash that everybody wanted to study Kung Fu. This is a very popular street right here.
Okay, tell me about the street.
This is where the Tong Wars was. This is where the underground fighting was. This is, all through here is tunnels. All up under these buildings are tunnels.
What?
A maze of tunnels that go all the way down to Grand Street. And we would fight bare knuckle tournaments underground here. So when they would call it underground bare knuckle fighting, it was literally underground bare knuckle fighting. Now, what's this street on that side was where the Black Eagles came from. Further on this side was where the Ghost Shadows came from.
Okay.
Now, the Ghost Shadows couldn't come through here. If they came through here, they were murdered automatically.
Murdered with what? Knives, hatchets?
Knives. There was no guns back then.
Got it.
There was no guns. Or you'll find them hanged in the park somewhere.
So they hung people?
Oh yeah, it was brutal. It was brutal.
And this is what, it's the 70s?
This was the early 70s. I joined the Ghost Shadows in 71.
What?
Yeah, 1971. I joined the Ghost Shadows. I was them. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 1970. I'm sorry. 1970. I left the Ghost Shadows at the end of 1971.
Got it. So Tell me about the killing that happened around the corner from here.
Yes.
The restaurant. Tell me that story.
It was a simple argument.
Okay.
And they had, to this day, nobody knows what the real beef was about, but it got to the point where it escalated, and then Sui Sung started stabbing David Moy, I believe his name was. If I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken on the last name, but his name was David. Stabbed him to death in the restaurant. When that happened, we were hanging out. It was a Friday. We were hanging out at Junior High School 65, and everybody started talking about it. Now, Sui Sung, he had a group of friends that he hung out with. So what you call Ghost Shadow was called Kuan Yin, which means group of eagles. That was the original name. And that name came because the Black Eagles developed their name first, and to counter them, the Kuan Yin became the group of eagles.
Got it.
The group of eagles was led by a guy named Mickey Yap.
Mickey Yap. Okay.
Mickey Yap. And so when Mickey couldn't do the job, they brought in Nicky Louie from Hong Kong, who was my friend.
Got it.
My job was to hang out with Nicky and teach him to speak English.
Got it.
Because none of them spoke good English.
Got it.
So I started hanging out with Nicky. That's how we became friends.
Got it.
And taught him English. He was the ruthless one. The reason why they called the group Grow Shadows, that wasn't the original name. The original name, going back, was Group of Eagles. And then Kuan Yin, Group of Eagles. And then the Ghost Shadows became Ghost Shadow because Nicky Louie got shot 8 times point blank with a 350, whatever caliber, whatever, with a big powered gun, and he lived. And they started saying he couldn't die. So they came up with the name Ghost Shadow.
Okay, so when did, because when you hear about Ghost Shadows, you hear about a guy named, is it Ricky? Not Ricky, Peter.
I hear it all. Peter Chin.
Okay,
he's next generation.
Oh, he's next generation.
He's next generation.
So the first generation Ghost Shadows, you remember, and you were friends with, say his name?
Nicky Louie.
Nicky Louie.
Mickey Yap.
Mickey Yap. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So he got shot 8 times.
Yes.
357.
Right, while having dinner.
While having dinner, and he lived. And they call it the Ghost Shadow.
They call it the Ghost Shadow.
Now, is it 8 or is it like 4 and it came out? It looked like 8. Because you know sometimes.
8 times.
Okay, 8 holes inside.
Yeah, 8 holes.
Just want to make sure me and you locked in.
Yes.
All right, and then what happened after that? Like, give me the story after that. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
What happened after that?
So after that,
Come on, fellas.
Nicky kind of lost it. And he just went really crazy. And they got revenge. And they went all through Chinatown getting the Black Eagles. Really? Now, yes.
Now the Black Eagles were a Chinese group. It wasn't black.
It was all Chinese.
Got it.
Only myself, Eddie Tank Cruz, God bless the dead, he was my student. He was the only Puerto Rican. But after me came quite a few. Lindell and a lot of these guys came after me. And I'm hearing about this lately, and I'm saying, these people got the story wrong. They don't know what they're talking about. A lot of this is second and third generation stuff they're talking about. They're not talking about the original Ghost Shadows. Got it. I was with Nicky a couple of years ago. My son was with me, and he came, my son Jacob, and he came to my karate school. And, and I introduced him to Jacob, and I told him, this is Nicky Louie, the original leader of the Ghost Shadows. Yes. Got it.
So Nicky Louie came, so you still have a karate school now?
No, we closed that one down because of the pandemic.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So I'm sorry. So, all right, so then, what do you think, what stories do the people get wrong? Because I hear a whole bunch of stories. Are they not breaking down that there's generational? Because, when you see, shout out to, like I said, Peter, and, you hear these things.
Yeah.
What do you think the people are getting wrong when they're telling these stories? As the OG, as the person that was, because you was the original. You were part of the original Ghost Shadow.
Yes.
You talking about the killing happened around the corner.
Oh yeah. Yes.
In there.
Yes. Right around in there.
Oh, in that.
Yes, Pell Street. Yes.
Is this the street we walked down, JR, where there was like the Flying Dragons territory?
Yeah. This was separated the Ghost Shadows from the Flying Dragons and the Black Eagles. The Black Eagles and the Flying Dragons were allies.
Got it.
The Ghost Shadows was their own entity.
Got it. Got it. What's the stories that they get wrong?
Many stories to get wrong.
Okay.
One guy was saying that there was a lot of blacks and a lot of Puerto Ricans in the Ghost Shadows. Wrong.
Got it.
There's different than being associated and being a member.
Got it.
You understand? Did they know blacks and Hispanics? Yes. Were they members? No.
Got it.
Okay. The other thing was talking to the territories. They had the territories all wrong.
Okay, explain.
You know, they're saying that
take me to some of them.
They're not saying. They're saying that the Ghost Shadows mark of territory was bigger than what it was. It wasn't. It was very small. Actually, the Ghost Shadows were small. They weren't big. The Black Eagles were big. The White Eagles were big. The Flying Dragons were big.
The Flying Dragons were big.
And this is why the Ghost Shadows had to send guys in from Hong Kong and get them imported here so that they can help them fight. Because there wasn't a lot of them.
But maybe at their time, it got big.
It got bigger, yes.
Yes.
But this is why I'm saying from the beginning, they got to tell the story from the beginning.
That's what's
so
important.
that they can know what led up to them getting bigger.
Got you.
Because a lot of these guys, my friends, lost their lives behind this. You understand? They died. They were stabbed to death, murdered. My friend David Chan, David King Kong, John Wong were brutally murdered at the Music Palace, coming out there from watching a movie, and they walked right into the Black Eagles and they stabbed one 17 times, the other one 16 times. These were my friends. I was with him 4 hours before they murdered him. So I want to make sure that their stories are told. And the only reason why these younger generations survive, because they weren't murdering each other like that. They were more about the money, extortion, and sticking up the stores and making the store owners pay. And so by that time, most of the elders were dead, and they set the platform for them by putting down their lives.
That's an interesting. Okay, I'm with you on that. Do you? Wow. So, what was the point? So the point of Ghost Shadows originally was just pure revenge.
Pure revenge.
It wasn't off of the extortion that it later grew up to be.
No.
Pure revenge. Pure issues.
Yes.
Pure. Was it territorial as well?
It was territorial as well.
Okay, but then how do you think they got money back in those days?
They didn't. They had to do whatever they could to get money. Whether it was robbing stores, or whatever it took. The professionalism didn't come until this next generation.
Got you. Okay, so tell me what made you join the Ghost Shadows?
Well,
because if we go down this way, does it turn? Like
yes, it turns right into the Bowery.
The Bowery. Okay,
yes.
So, but I'm gonna go back deeper into Chinatown. So should we go back this way?
No matter where you go, you're going deeper.
Okay.
When you go to the Bowery,
where's that curved block? That block with
the Bowery is pretty much at that time where the territory stopped.
It's called Maple.
It only went drips and drabs beyond the Bowery.
Got it.
So in terms of what made me get into it, it was kind of like I was hanging out with them and I was fascinated. They didn't officially initiate me or anything like that. I just was able to hang out with them.
Got it.
But when it came to the triad meetings, when it came to them dealing with the money and things like that, I wasn't allowed.
You was not allowed?
No, I was not. I would have to stand outside. But with everything else, the fighting, I can participate in. The walking with them, I could participate in. They even kept things secret from me. The only thing that they didn't keep secret from me was when they was going to kill somebody. And they would let me know.
So you were like an enforcer?
Yes.
Were you big like this back in the days?
No. No.
They just looked at some black guy that just need some black guy, like.
Yeah, well, no, they didn't need me. I wanted to hang out with them. They didn't need me.
Because you wanted to learn the culture.
I wanted to learn the culture.
Gotcha.
I stood out like a sore thumb. I wasn't stupid. I knew that when it was time for them to kill me, and that's what got me out, took me out, is that I knew that I stuck out like a sore thumb. So here I am walking through Chinatown with a bunch of Chinese guys. I'm the only black guy. You understand? So they would make an example out of me, and I knew that. I just didn't think about it.
But
at the
who
time.
would try to make an example out of
The Black Eagles? You know, Ernie Lee and these guys. You know, Ernie, he was a Chinese Cuban that came here, and he was ruthless.
He was ruthless.
Oh, he was ruthless.
Ernie Lee.
Ernie Lee was ruthless.
Really?
Yes.
So, okay, give me your first, so now you're joining them. Tell me, I want to know the first incident, where it happened, if it's around here. First incident that you got involved that it had to get physical. Of your first time walking into something that was physical. Because you were cool with the with the leader.
Yes.
You taught him English.
Yes. I helped teach him English.
I helped teach him. Got you.
English.
Got you. So yeah, give me the time that that it started to get sticky. Tell me when it started to get sticky, because I know my team did tell me that at one point when it was getting a little crazy, you left.
Yes.
So tell me when it got sticky while you was involved.
It got sticky when my friend David King Kong got killed.
Got it.
That's when I started thinking it's almost time to get out, because I knew it wasn't going to get any better. Because once they killed him, and it made the newspaper, because that's only the second killing that made the newspaper. And the first killing was the original killing, because it was a big deal, because nobody was killing each other in Chinatown at that time. And when Sui Song killed that young man, I forget, I think it's David Moy, if I'm not mistaken. I forget the name, I don't want to say the wrong name. When they killed him, that's what set everything changed about Chinatown, everything. And the agents were angry, especially the younger generation. That was their friend, that was the guy they hung out with, this is the guy they went to school with, and they just took his life, you know, and they took it really personal. And then when the Ghost Shadows came together, the Kuan Yin came together, they said, you know, we're gonna have to get a group of guys and revenge this.
Yes.
And that's how it all started. And I was there the day that they decided this.
Really?
In a hallway on Forsyth Street between Hester and Grand Street. I was standing
Where's that? How
in the
far is
hallway.
that?
That's a while for us, ways from
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it was, we were in the hallway when they talked about it. They were very angry.
Got it.
And I remember David Chan, King Kong, who later on got murdered, Giraffe, who got murdered, Andre Wong, who got murdered. All these guys were murdered. And most of them it was crazy, but a lot of them were murdered outside of movie theaters or inside of movie theaters.
So the movie theater what was the movie theater? Because I heard, they showed me last time there was a movie theater like,
There's a few of them.
there was a couple of them in different territories,
Yeah,
right?
you have the Music Palace that's here on the Bowery and Hester Street. Then you had the notorious one. The two notorious ones was the Sung Sing Theater, which was on Forsyth Street and East Broadway. Then you had the Pagoda, which started the territory of the Black Eagles and ended the territory of the Ghost Shadows. And that was the Pagoda Theater right there. We was talking about that the other day.
Where's that? How far is that from here?
Not only a couple of blocks.
Can we go over there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna actually pass where he got killed.
Okay.
On the way there.
If one of y'all don't mind to stand in front of JR to guide him, please, please, just stand in front of him while you walk.
So this was a main block for fighting. This is Pell Street. Pell Street was well known because the Black Eagles were on this side, and the Ghost Shadows was on that side.
So Black Eagles on this side, Ghost Shadows on that side.
Yeah, so this was a main strip for fighting right here.
Oh.
And you got a lot of underground tunnels all through here, all through the street.
Did you have to put hands on anybody?
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, it was
you
part
seem like
of the business.
you seem like a con guy, man. You don't seem like you want to talk about beating anybody up. I saw you. Let me see. I see your hand. Where did this come from? What in the? Where did this come from?
You know, life.
Oh, you got okay.
You had to growing up around here. You had to know how to fight.
Okay.
Yeah, you had to know how to fight. This street here, this is Opel Street.
Okay.
This was notorious for gang activity.
Okay.
All through here. No, we're not going to go through there.
Okay.
No, we won't go through there.
Because this street leads out. I walked down there last. So this street leads out to the other side.
Yes.
Okay. And this was Flying Dragons territory.
This was Flying Dragons territory.
Got it.
Exactly.
Got it.
That's one of the things they got right.
Got it.
Yeah. That's one of the things they got right.
But still, when you say get right, it could still be generational. Things could still have changed.
I totally agree.
Yeah, things could still have changed. Like people could have taken over territories from when you were younger and from when the time, do you think that could have happened?
Have you ever heard a story told from the middle and then go to the end?
No.
Okay. Everything has a beginning.
That's a good line. Oh man, what you well, hey, listen, hey. Hold on, OG. Don't be giving me those old school. Don't be leaving me stuck like that. Caught me on guard. I never heard anything tough in the middle. No, you're not supposed to.
No.
So I get it. Okay. Wow. So, no, this is fascinating. Mm-hmm. When you sit back and you watch these things, right,
Yes.
and you hear these things,
Yes.
it makes you want to set the record straight.
Yes.
And question for you.
Yes.
How is the leadership passed down? Are you aware of that? You don't know that because you got out by that time.
When I got out,
How do they pass leadership down?
when I got out, I completely got out.
Got it.
I didn't want to know about it. I didn't want to remember my friends. Many of them, there was about, I rounded it off today till about 15 of my Ghost Shadow friends that were brutally murdered in the 17th. So this is the Bowery.
Okay, this is the Bowery.
This is basically what separated the Black Eagles, the Flying Dragons, the White Eagles from the Ghost Shadow. This street here, the most popular street. Where the young man got murdered, this is Pell Street, was on this block here.
Okay.
Right here. One of these two restaurants is
Okay.
where I remember that clearly because it was right around the corner from Pell.
Okay.
So, and if I had to guess, I'm going to say it was right here.
Okay.
If I had to guess, because I remember coming through here and then pointing it out. So I believe it was right here where he was killed, and he was eating at the table when this was going on.
Okay, so this was the restaurant here.
And this was a restaurant. This was a restaurant. There wasn't too many novelty stores. They had what they call Optimos. You know what an Optimo is?
No.
Optimo is like what you would call like a hardware / newspaper stand / anything you want type of a store. Mm-hmm. So that they were popular. So they might have had maybe 2 or 3 of them on the strip.
Got it.
But for some reason, my spirit is telling me it was right here where he got killed. And not only my spirit, I remember. I would say instinct, more my instinct, because I remember coming down Christie Street.
Got it.
And we were paying homage because everybody wanted to know where it was he got killed. And I guess to fuel up the energy to get revenge.
Got it.
I remember that clearly. And that was 1970.
Oh man.
That was in 1970, and that's what started everything.
So where's the theaters at?
The theaters, okay. The Music Palace is right down that block on the corner. That's where my friend, I would like to go there, and I'll tell you why. That's where my friend David Chan was murdered.
Please.
Is that okay?
Yeah, of course. Come on, man.
And so we're going to the Music Palace, and the Music Palace was a turning point for when the Ghost Shadows and the Black Eagles really got very serious. And that's when you could probably, anybody that's watching this can Google it, David Chan and John Wong was killed. And I was with both of them about 4 to 5 hours before they were killed. And I remember that day was an eerie day. And it's hard to talk about it without crying, but it was an eerie day for me because at the time, David was only about 13, 14 years old when they killed him. Ghost Shadows were young, man. We were in junior high school. There was only a few Ghost Shadows that were in high school. We were young. I was still in junior high school when I wasn't in high school when I was with the Ghost Shadows. And when they killed him, I remember he was very quiet that day. And I kept saying, hey, you okay? Because he was a very bubbly guy. He lived only a couple of blocks away. And he was a very bubbly guy. And then I kept saying, are you okay? You all right? And he was like, he would just shake his head. And I told my friend Peachy, God bless the dead, he's dead too. I said, what's wrong with David today, man? Why is he acting like that? And so 3:30 came, because we were all playing hooky. 3:30 came, and 4 o'clock came, and then they started whispering amongst each other. They excluded us, and then they all walked out the building. Before they walked, I said, David, I'll see you, right, next week? And he goes, he just put his hand up and waved. He never did that before. He walked out the building, he walked up the hill, and I called his name. I said, David, I'll see you, right? And he turned around, he looked at me, and he waved. And I got a horrible feeling. I don't know why. I couldn't put it together then. That night, they murdered him coming out of the movie theater, out of the Music Palace. And my father was the one reading the newspaper and said, oh, they're losing their mind in Chinatown. They're just killing each other. And I said, what are you talking about, Daddy? And I looked over his shoulder, and it was the article, and it said his name. And I screamed, and I ran in the room, and it said he got stabbed 17 times, and John Wong got stabbed 15 times. Right there at the Music Palace.
Let's go up there. Let's go. Yeah,
Yeah.
go behind us, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go.
Try to just turn in and talk.
Okay, son. Let's go. I just want to do this now because I want to have the feelings. You feel me?
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember exactly how they explained to me that he was killed because it was witnesses. And he came out the theater, and when he walked out, the two of them, there was like 7 Black Eagles waiting for them. They knew that they were in there. And when they came out, they walked into an ambush. And David was in between cars because he tried to run across the street, but they trapped him in between cars.
So why were they
And-
after David though? Like who was he that they were
David
after?
was a ghost shadow. All you had to simply be as a gang member.
Oh, okay,
The
okay,
rival
got
gang
it, got
member,
it. So all
and
you
were
had to do
getting killed.
Got it. Okay.
You know, so that's how most of them lost their lives. They just their only thing they did wrong was being a part of the gang, and that's how they lost their lives.
How did they? So you got down with the gang by just being around. How did some of these?
Just hanging around.
How
and-
did some of these young men get part of the gang? Because when I watch the stories and I hear the stories, I hear that some of the older guys will come to the school and tell them, you have to be a part of the gang. Did that happen?
That recruiting process, that did happen, but that recruiting process came after the war started and getting really big.
Got it.
That's when that recruiting process started. But prior to that, that wasn't something that they did. You know, they were killing each other and they needed more soldiers. You know, very simple. And they were killing each other at that rate. If you do any Googling on the Chinatown gangs through the early 70s, was the worst time, the worst period.
So,
Mm-hmm.
everybody went to school together because you did say that.
Yes.
Everybody went to school together. So that means
No, everybody went to that school together.
that school.
Junior high school 65, that's right there.
Gotcha. That's, yeah. So everybody went to that junior high school together.
Yeah.
And like, so you talking about the Ghost Shadows, the Black
Or Black Eagles.
Eagles, White
or
Eagles.
everybody went to school. They did not fight in the school. They did not fight in the school. They would leave, walk past each other, give each other mean looks, but they did not fight in the school. And one group would go one way, and the other group would go the other way. You know, and this is... What's up, buddy?
Yoshi, the biggest. How are you?
See you, man.
Good to see you.
I love you, man. And so nothing would happen until the evening, or until if you stayed after 4 o'clock, then you had to watch your back because they'll wait for you. We got ambushed like that, actually, and a friend of mine, Spanish guy, got stabbed by them. His name was Florencio, and we were leaving the school, and it was maybe about 8 or 9 of us, and when we were walking down the street, they ambushed us, and he got butchered. He got stabbed with a bayonet in the back, yeah. And if you know anything about a bayonet, the blade is almost like 14 to 16 inches. And it went completely through his back into his neck.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So the fights that you were, because now we're about to go where they got stabbed, so I
Yeah.
appreciate that. But the fights that you've been involved in,
Yes.
right? Did you have to hurt anybody? Or you want to be
Yeah.
mindful? I don't want you to say anything that's going to put anything, but I'm just saying you don't have to get graphic. I'm just saying, did you have to take matters into your own hands?
If you were a gang member, you had no other choice.
I'll leave it
It's
at
not
that.
like you had a choice. You had to
Gotcha.
you had to defend whoever was there with you and defend yourself. So I would have to say that I had
Got
to do
it.
what I had to do. You know, and was it pleasant? No, not at all. Especially back then, we weren't shooting guns like these dudes do now. It wasn't that. You fought hand to hand, bat to bat, knife to knife. The guns didn't come until the 80s.
Do you feel like, because there's a theory in the hood, right? Or theory, there's a folklore that a person wielding a knife
Let's go this way.
is, okay, cross the street?
Yes.
A
Well, we gotta wait.
Yeah, a person wielding a knife is worse than a person shooting a gun. Do you believe in that?
Yes, because a knife is more personal. To stab somebody and try to kill them, it's very personal because you can't, it's not like you shoot him and he falls down. You stab a person, they're fighting back. It does, you don't, not like in a movie, you stab him and he dropped to the floor. That's not the way it goes with a knife. It's like punching somebody. You understand? And with a knife, unless you hit them in the main artery, they're still not gonna fall just like that. Unless they fall out of reflex. But a stab is personal because you got to stab a person multiple times to kill them. You know, and I know because I've seen too many. I've seen too many.
What does that do to a kid like you who was a pastor's? That's what I'm saying, like a pastor's child, right? Like you're a pastor's kid, and what does that do to you? What does that put you mentally?
It's traumatizing. It's traumatizing because you've seen it on TV with gladiators, but in Gladiator movie, you see the guy in the next movie in a couple of months.
True.
When a friend gets killed, you don't see him no more.
Ooh.
That's it. He's gone.
Yeah.
You know, and now you got to live the rest of your life remembering that guy that you used to laugh with and played Johnny on a pony with and sneak on the train with and high five. You don't have that opportunity to do that with him anymore. So it becomes very personal for a young kid because you got a long life to live, hopefully. And you got to live that long life remembering your friend.
You know what bothers me a little bit is why were everybody so violent at such a young age? Why were everybody violent at 13 years old?
Same reason why they're violent, like the same reason why they're violent now, man. Just not using their head, not thinking. They don't have enough time to think about the repercussions of if you knew, if a child sat back and said, if I kill this guy, nobody's gonna ever see him again, his family's gonna suffer, he's gonna suffer, he's gonna go to jail. If you put all of that in perspective, chances are there won't be that many murders. But a lot of times, murders from the younger generation comes from the lack of wisdom, you know, impulse, you know, not realizing the repercussions for this. Not only on that side, but on your side. There's repercussions for taking somebody's life. So the movie theater, this was the movie theater here.
Okay, good.
Wow. And it's a building now. This was the Music Palace Theater, was one of the most notorious theaters. This is what separated, like I told you, the Bowery separated the Ghost Shadows from the Black Eagles and the White Eagles who were older. They weren't as ruthless as a Black Eagle, but they were ruthless.
So this right here was
the movie theater. This was the movie theater, and they changed it into a hotel and everything.
Okay, so
and he came out. It was more here on the corner.
Okay, tell me.
So apparently, when they came out of the theater here, they walked out, and the Black Eagles were here.
I can send you my location.
And a seat. And David King Kong tried to run in between the cars, and they trapped him off. And they murdered him in between the cars. They started stabbing him.
You think I want to look this up? Hold on. So he tried to run through the car.
Right. He tried to run, and they trapped him off.
Got it.
And as they trapped him off, the other guy, John, tried to run, and they trapped him off.
Right here.
Yes. So it had to be more than 7 or 8 of them because they were taking turns stabbing them to death. And when that happened, that changed the war. That was like, you kill David. David was very well known in the Ghost Shadows. John wasn't as well known. I didn't get along with John too much. I didn't want to teach him how to speak English. Although I was designated, I didn't want to teach him because I didn't like he had a bad attitude. But he didn't speak English. He was a very cocky kid. David wasn't. And I believe they wanted more of John than they wanted David, in my opinion. Because David wasn't really a cocky kid, but they got both of them because they were together. And what hurt me so much was David got killed. And neither one of them should have got killed, but when they killed David, that changed my life. And that's when I considered getting out of the Ghost Shadows because of that, because I didn't want to see any more murders. Because right after that, I think it was 2 more murders. It was Andre. I think Andre Wong, he got killed at the Pagoda Theater. And then my friend Giraffe got killed right after that. And I have the pictures in my phone. And of the both of them in my phone.
Friendships? Okay, got it.
Yeah. So that changed me.
I asked Richie this, and I want to ask you, did some of these guys back in the days, what were their families like? Right? Did they family when the kids got killed? Were they because I know did their families come around and mourn them? Did they have a lot of families, or some of them? I know these days it's a bunch of people come together as a families.
Right.
Back in those days, I know some of them had to come here through boat transportation or come here illegally.
Yeah.
Did they have a lot of family here or no?
They didn't have a lot of family
Got
here.
it.
And you got to remember, back then, there was rare for Asians to speak good English.
Okay.
They weren't very communicative with the community. They weren't very approachable because they didn't speak English. Mm-hmm. And when we came around, myself, my student Tank, God bless the dead, who was with me most of the time when I was with them, we taught them a lot of the American ways.
Got it.
You know, because they didn't know. And there were very few Asians, very few, that speak English the way they do now.
Got it.
Very few. His father was one of them because he was born here. Your father was born here, right? Yes. God bless him. His father just passed away. He was my good friend.
God bless him.
His father asked me to start training him. Would I train him when he had a child? That child happened to be him, and I started training him when he was 6 years old.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into that right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to ask.
Yes.
Tell me, did Pops ever find out that you were in the gang? Did Pops find out about your behavior, and what did that do to your relationship?
Crazy story how my mother and father found out. There was a guy that was annoying in the Black Eagles, and I wanted him very bad because he was very cocky, he was a short guy. I'm walking down Henry Street between Catherine and Market Street. Mm-hmm. They used to call him Old Man. He was a short, aged guy. My mother was walking with my sister, Carol, and caught me stabbing him. True story. Yeah, true story. And my mother screamed out my name. I dropped the knife and started running. That's how they found out what I was doing. True story. True story.
Pops, what?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
So
Yes.
And he was a part of the Black Eagles.
He was a part of the Black Eagles. They called him Old Man. You could probably look him up and find his name. They called him Old Man.
So he was so Old Man, but there was no phones back then.
There was no cell phone.
So how did the issue with you and Black? How did the issue with you and Old Man transpire? Where did you see him? Was it school? Was it in the street? Was it around here?
In the street. He was making fun of the death of my friend David, and he was letting it be known.
Oh.
And I kept hearing his name come up and what he was doing. And I happened to be going home from school with my friend Tank, and Tank said, "That's Old Man." I had never seen him before. And when he seen us, he kept walking towards us like he wasn't afraid of us. And I pull out a knife, and when he seen me pull out a knife, he tried to run, and he ran in between the car, and Tank cut him off. And to me, it was perfect because that's how they killed my friend. And I began to stab him, and I heard, "Nathan, Nate!" And I turned, and it was my mother, God is my witness, on the corner with my sister in shock. And I dropped the knife, and I turned and ran in the opposite direction.
What was the outcome of that with the parents?
When I got home, my mother had already told my father.
Oh.
And because there were pastors, and my mother had already known and heard from the neighborhood that I was in Chinatown wreaking havoc, what they call it. And my father said, "Young man, you keep this up, you're gonna die." And my mother said, "I can't believe you did what I seen today." She said, "But I'm gonna pray for you, boy." She said, "Cause you out of control."
You see, speaking to you, you seem like you have a big heart, right?
Yeah.
Or it came from a lot of healing.
Yeah.
When you think about that, does that bring you to an emotional state? Because it's like, can you visualize mom telling you that, or you accepted like what it is? Mom telling you that the hurt in their face, the hurt in the parents, that can you visualize that?
Yeah. It hurt me. It changed me. It made me want to consider leaving the gang because your mom witnessed you do something like that while a boy is screaming. He was screaming. He was screaming in pain. And my mom seen this. And the reason why he's alive was because of my mother. And I realized that, and my whole life flashed in front of me when I got home. and I didn't want to do it no more.
Wow.
And it was only a couple of weeks after that I left the Ghost Shadows.
Okay. So tell me what was next for Nathan. You leave the Ghost Shadows. No longer, but you're still around. Do you still come to Chinatown, or you fell back completely?
I actually avoided Chinatown for a long time.
So that means you go the opposite way.
I would go the opposite way. Although my friends, I would bump into Nicky Louie, but by this time, Nicky Louie was the leader. Because they didn't, by this time, because he wasn't the original leader like everybody's saying. He was not. Mickey Yap was the original
Mickey Yap was the original.
Mickey Yap just wasn't built for the leadership role. He didn't want to always fight. Nicky Louie wanted to always fight.
Okay, so Mickey Yap was the leader.
Yes.
But he didn't want to.
He didn't want to throw down. He wasn't a killer. None of them really were. The ones that came from Hong Kong were the killers.
Oh, okay. So they the one that upped it. They upped it.
Right. The ones that were born here weren't the killers. It was the ones that they brought here, and they brought Nicky Louie here. And when Nicky Louie came, he changed the game. He was a complete warrior. He changed the game, and he did some things for me just to show that he was my friend. When I had a problem, he did some things for me, and handled it. That's how close he was with me. He offered for me to be his daughter's godfather a couple of years back.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm still friends with him to this day.
Wow, Nicky Louie.
Nicky Louie.
And okay, so
the nicest guy you ever want to meet, man.
And a lot of killers, a lot of guys are like that. A lot of guys are like that, right? They're very nice, but if you play with them, they're gonna put you down.
Yes, humility is a big factor in being tough. Because you
explain that.
Okay, see, the loudest guy in the room is always the weakest. So most guys that you meet that are really tough are the guys that don't say much. They don't go around bragging. They don't tell you. They're the walking bomb. The bomb that does the most damage is what? Not the loudest, the quietest. It hits you when you're not seeing it coming, and it does the most damage. So humility means a lot, and it means a lot in the Asian culture too. A lot of these guys were humble, but they would kill you at the drop of a dime. And you get a lot of guys that talk and do all of that. Sometimes I laugh at them because I said he's the weakest one in the bunch, because he's telling you where he's coming from. You don't have to guess. He's already telling you. But the guy in the back, you gotta watch him because he ain't saying a word. You don't know where he's coming from. That's how Nicky Louie was. Got you. Give me the next steps. Let's walk somewhere. Let's go this way. I want to show you where David, the last time I seen him. Okay, sure. The building where he. You okay? You want to? No. It's.
It's over tonight. Just make sure everything is buttoned up.
So we go down here.
Down this way?
We go down this way.
Pardon me, miss. I'm sorry. Thank you.
So, this was a notorious strip here for the gang wars between the Black Eagles and the Ghost Shadows. Ghost Shadows ran all of this on this side. From Christie Street over to Allen Street, Hester Street. This is Hester, actually. But beyond Hester towards Essex Street, that was all Ghost Shadows. You didn't see the Black Eagles over there. And they were very conscious not to go there unless they drove by in a car. But they didn't have too many cars. Got it. So this is what bothered me, because a lot of the streets were not being told accurately for the older generation. Now, the younger generation, I understand the turf expanded a lot, but I can only tell you how it happened from the beginning and how it all started. It was very small. It wasn't big. They were a lot in Boston. A lot of people don't talk about that.
I heard about Boston.
Yes, they were very big in Boston. But here in New York, it was kind of situated a lot different. Now, where we're going now, to this school, this is not the original school. Okay. This school right here that we're coming up on is called 130, I think 131, right? This was the original school, was junior high school 65. Oh. Okay. And they turned this. Now this building here is not part of it. It's that building over to your right.
I see it. Okay. So
that building was not there. It was another.
This building right here wasn't there.
Was not there.
Got it.
So this here is a wash house. This is not I think this came later on this building right
It's a wash house?
here. Yes,
The bathhouse.
like a bathhouse.
Oh.
I don't think it's an active bathhouse. You can go down.
You know, they say OG in bathhouses. There be a lot of things.
Trust me, I came up under them.
Oh, hey, easy.
I never frequent them, but I know all about them.
Oh, you know all about them?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So now I'm going to show you the building.
Got you.
Now this is Christie Street.
Okay.
This was a neutral zone
Okay.
because we would leave out of school and come out this way.
Okay.
This was a hill.
This was a hill, right?
This was a hill. And you would go up the hill and get over to Christie Street.
Oh.
They leveled all of this. This wasn't like this. So, the hallway where we used to hang out was right there.
62, 64?
Yep. That was it. And you can see this? You can see how that comes down. There's still kind of a hill there.
Yeah.
That's where it would go, up like that. And you went into Christie Street. That hallway is where we used to hang out at. That hallway is where we were when we were talking with David Chan, John Wong, Nikki Louie, Mickey Yap, Andre Wong. All of these guys are the original Ghost Shadows. And this hallway here.
This
it
hallway
was
right
bigger.
here.
It was bigger.
Okay.
It was bigger. And we would hang in here and just get away from the school. We couldn't be by where the school was because they'll see that we were hanging out there and the cops didn't want us hanging there. Okay. So we come in here. And this is where I seen him when he was walking out. And he went this way. So we followed him out. And like I said, where this building was a hill. And I went over to him. And that's when I said, David, I see you Monday, right? And he turned around and he lifted his arm up. And he never did that to me before. He would always say, yeah, I see you Monday. And he just waved his arm. And that was the last time I seen my
So
friend.
do you feel like he knew something was going to happen?
I think he did. That day, it was very eerie. Many of us talked about it, that his whole mood was off.
I'm doing it. Call me. Thank you. Thank you.
We're just filming something, that's all.
Okay. So it was this hallway?
Yeah, that hallway. Yes. Yes.
We ain't doing nothing bad. Come on.
Now everybody come in now.
Yeah. So it was bigger than this.
Okay.
It was bigger than this. And we were all hanging out in here. And I was on this wall, actually, and David was here. They were lined up here, and we was on this side. We was all laughing and joking. And then that's when they were talking. They went on the secret on the side.
So, and you did say that. You said that they didn't involve you in
Right.
a lot of the personal stuff.
Right.
Got you.
Right. They didn't. And you had to earn that. So somebody had asked me, well, what was your initiation? You didn't get it. You were black and Puerto Rican, you didn't get initiated.
Got it.
That happened later on.
Got it.
Originally, they didn't even want you there. They
it.
accepted me because I was so eager and I wanted to be around them.
Got it.
I played friendly with them and I practiced kung fu with them.
Got it.
You know, and that's how I became, you know, so close to them.
Got it.
And then I said, I'll teach you English. And they, yes. And I started teaching them English, and that's how it happened.
Got it.
You know?
And this was the place.
This was the place.
Got
This was
it.
the last place. This was the last place.
This is the last place that he was in when he was alive.
Yes, this is the last place that I seen him.
That you seen him alive.
Go. Okay, hold on. Yo, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we walked out, and that's where
Yeah.
the last time I seen my friend, and he got killed right
Well, you showed me.
where I just showed you.
What happened after now? Tell me, because you know you became someone big. I mean, because you went to underground. I need to know the steps, man.
When I left the Ghost Shadows and I went on to another gang called the Royal Javelins, which was very popular gang during that time in the Bronx. And they wanted me because they seen because of the experience I had with the Ghost Shadows. So they seen me as a guy, we gotta have him. I joined the Royal Javelins, became the vice president, got shot 1973. It's all you can see in the paper, you can Google it. And I got shot 1973 in a gang war against the Dynamite Brothers. And after I got shot, and all this time I was training karate. And I had just got my black belt, June of 1973. And I got shot July 2nd, 1973, 2 days before 4th of July. And when I got shot, I remember my mother came to the hospital and she seen me and she said, I told you he was going to get it. And she asked the doctor, where did he get it? And the doctor said he got it in the leg and in the back. And she said, I wish he would have got it in the head. Yes, my mother's words was she wished, because I was giving them such a hard time. Hearing my mother's words, I decided I wanted to get out, but I had to get my revenge first. Got it, got out of the gangs, and wanted to start teaching full time.
But wait. What did that do to you? So you took, you were aware you were giving mom a hard time.
Yes.
But hearing that as a child, that didn't do anything to you mentally?
Yes, it did.
Did you have any resentment towards her?
Yes. No, I didn't have any resentment.
No resentment towards mom?
I knew what she meant.
Okay. Because you know, these days, if a kid hear that, it's different.
Yeah. I knew what she meant. I was laid up in a hospital bed in Gouverneur Hospital, and I'm laid up in an emergency room, and I knew I had caused havoc on the streets. I was notorious. They got footage of me, talking about this stuff, and when I got that bullet in me, 2 months later, I decided to change my life, man.
After revenge.
Yes. In court, they asked me who did it. He was sitting right in front of me, and I said, I don't know. I don't see him here. And they dismissed the case, and I went outside, and I told him, and he came to hug me and said, thank you. And I said, don't thank me. Yeah.
So the gang you joined in the Bronx, was it a black gang?
It was black and Puerto Rican. Mostly Puerto Rican, but with some blacks.
And what was the name of it again?
The Royal Javelins.
The Royal Javelins? What type of gang
Google
was
it. Is just like the Savage Skulls, the Black Spades, Shingling Nomads, the Ghetto Brothers.
Got it.
It was all of us, and I was one of the leaders of the Royal Javelins. There was 1,500 of us, 17 divisions. I was leader of the 15th Division, 3rd Chapter, Royal Javelins.
What? I never heard of that.
Yeah, you can Google it.
Royal Javelins. Okay,
yes.
After you get shot, after the revenge.
Yeah. Changed my life.
Dude, you got shot twice, you said.
I was shot twice bodyguarding in 1987, but the first time was 1973.
Yeah, you got shot like 2 times that day, though, in your back and the leg, you said, right?
Oh, no, it was one shot, but it was a sawed-off shotgun. Oh. So I got hit with the whole
Can you bring me to that story, what happened that day?
Ooh, man.
Can we walk to Lunas? How far is Lunas? Let's go back to Lunas.
Okay.
We go to Lunas, come on.
We have to go...
Well, back to Lunas.
Okay, we can go that way.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. Can you tell me that story, please?
Oh, man. The day that I got shot is what you want to hear about?
I do. If you don't mind. Only if you're comfortable with it.
I don't mind.
Okay.
I was down south going to my grandmother's funeral. I was in the Royal Javelins. They didn't tell me that we went to war with another gang called the Dynamite Brothers.
Got it.
Me, I was kind of, how you doing? I was kind of a cocky young man, and I didn't really have much fear in me. So I was dating.
You was like old man.
Yeah.
He was like old man.
Yes. I was dating a young lady, and I wanted to go see her. So when I came to Pitt Street, I said, listen, I'm going to go see my girl. And they said, no, don't go. We're at war with the Dynamite Brothers. I said, I don't care. They're a bunch of cowards. This is what I said. And I went down there, and she seen me, and she goes, don't stay here. She said, go. If they see you, they're going to kill you. I didn't think they had it in them. I really didn't think they had it in them. And I stayed, and I was holding her, and they came. The guy who came first, name was Kid. God bless the dead, he died. His father was the vice president of the Hells Angels. They called him Kid. Vinny, the vice president of the Hells Angels, was his dad. If you Google him, he was very popular. Heavy-set guy.
Okay.
So he said to me, didn't they tell you not to come around? And I said, I said, who's going to stop me?
Which way we going? Which way we going, OG?
Straight.
Okay, he said go straight. Let's go. Then he told you not to go around.
So they said, well, if you stay around here, I'm gonna come back. And sure enough, he came back with 4 guys, and I was with 3 of my friends. And 3 of us got shot. I didn't think I thought he had a baseball bat, but he had a shotgun behind his leg. And I didn't run, I just stood there until he pulled it up, and then I realized it was a shotgun. And by that time I turned to run, and then he pulled the trigger and caught me, and they pulled the trigger to my friend, Ralphie, and they got him too. And
everybody lived.
They got him too, you know?
Got it.
So, after that, they rushed me to the hospital. Some of the guys in the gang happened to be driving by, and they rushed me to the hospital. And I couldn't walk for about a month.
Okay.
And that's how it all happened, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. So Mama Love said what she said, and then now,
Yeah.
okay, now whatever happened. But how were you able to still be outside if you do respond? Like, why was it in no other if you retaliated? Why weren't there retaliation towards you?
Because we did what we decided, what was necessary for us to do.
Say no
we
more.
handled it big.
Say
And,
no more. I got it. I got you.
I was sitting, after it happened, a couple months later. I think it was not a couple months later. I think it was the end of September. And you're not supposed to leave the Javelins. And without getting beat down, and I left the Javelins.
Without getting beat down.
Without getting beat down, they respected me, and they let me go.
How did that conversation transpire?
I came back with my colors because we used to have the motorcycle jackets.
Got
I
it.
came back with my jacket and I handed it to them, and they refused to take it. And they said, "You know what happens now?" And I said, "I'm aware. That's why I'm here." And they said, "Okay, start walking." And I turned around to walk away. That means they're gonna jump me from behind.
Yeah.
And I turned around to walk, and I kept walking. When I got to the corner, I turned around and looked, and they were all standing like this. And I broke down. I started crying. And wow. And they let me go. They let me live.
That's some movie stuff.
Yeah, it's the truth.
And they put their hand up just
They
like
put
that.
their hands up like this. There was about 12 of them. And they said, "We love you." They started yelling, "We love you, we love you." And they would come around the neighborhood and check on me. About 50 or 60 of them. They would come in the neighborhood and tell people if anything happened to me, they coming back and destroy the neighborhood.
Okay,
And,
so
that went on for a little while.
all right, now give me what's next. After that,
I met a young lady,
okay.
and she knew who I was, and she heard of me, and she was saying a lot of people in the neighborhood knew I knew martial arts, and they wanted to train under me.
Okay, so but sorry to cut you off. What age was this, and when did you? Because you didn't tell me how you started learning martial arts.
I started learning martial arts 1968.
Who taught you?
I had several teachers, but my main instructor at that time, his name was Angel Crespo. He was a Philippine guy.
Angel
And he taught
Crespo.
me, yes, and he taught me traditional karate in 1968. And then when I joined the Ghost Shadows, I started studying under the head guy. He wasn't actually the leader, but he was like their advisor. Peter Chan, he wound up becoming a very big movie producer in Hong Kong. Still alive, he's probably in his 80s now. He taught me White Crane Kung Fu. And then from him, I didn't want to continue with Kung Fu because I felt it was too light for me and I wanted something to make me stronger. And I went back into karate and I started training with Hector Martinez in 1971. And all this time I was in the gangs and I was still training. And I opened up my first school in 1973 after I got out of the gangs. And right there where I showed you, we can walk past it. We got to walk past there to get to the store.
Yeah, let's get there. So now, if somebody, so you still could defend yourself.
I think so.
So if I
I think so.
I don't know. On the OG, I don't trust that laugh, man. It's something, I gotta do some research about this. I researched you, but now it's a little deep with you. That laugh is not a regular laugh. That's like a I'm gonna get you sucker type laugh, man. What you? Come on, man. So you're saying okay, wow. So you went back to karate because you felt like kung fu was not really your thing.
I didn't feel I felt that
What's the difference between kung fu and karate?
Karate is a lot more aggressive, a lot more sparring, a lot more fighting, and kung fu didn't have that. You know, at the time, I loved kung fu. I still love kung fu. I never talk bad about it. It wasn't for me, and I wanted something because I was already a skinny kid. So I wanted something that was going to help build my strength. So I started training more in karate.
Sorry. No, I'm sorry.
No, that's good. You're good.
Did kung fu teach you more about patience still? What was the traditions or the teachings of kung fu? Come on, JL.
Kung fu taught me more about humility.
Gotcha. So being humble.
Karate was more aggressive and martial. Karate people were more braggadocious and I like the balance that kung fu gave me of being more spiritual. And even to this day, I try to stay away from the foolishness and a lot of things that I see on social media.
Got you.
I try to stay away from that stuff.
Got you. Yeah, well, you got it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I went into karate and I started competing in bare knuckle championships. And I was able to give them because I was from Chinatown, so I was like the premier promoter for bare knuckle championships here in Chinatown.
Did it go underground?
Yes.
So the underground stuff you was talking about as well?
Yes, I fought underground from 71 to 73, and then I started fighting outwardly in 1973 to about 1978.
How many people have you seen get killed in bare knuckle?
I've never seen anybody get killed in bare knuckle.
Okay.
That was a rare occurrence. And it didn't happen, no matter what they tell you, it didn't happen in Chinatown.
It didn't happen in Chinatown?
No. You see, people got their butts whipped, we got beat up, but nobody really got murdered. And if they told you that, it's not true.
It's not true.
Not true.
Okay. So you do that, you're practicing 73, 70, you're just practicing. What's the next big step for you?
In terms of
just life. Right,
right now or then?
No, then. I want to lead up to now.
I wanted to have a big school. Tell you a true story. I'm walking with my mom. 1968. We're walking right this block where we're going now. There was a Memorial Day parade. As the parade is going on, I see some guys in sunglasses.
Okay.
I said, "Mommy, look at the guys in sunglasses." She said, "Nathan, you know who that is in the middle of them?" And I said, "No, who is that?" She said, "That's Robert F. Kennedy." And I said, "John Kennedy's brother?" And she goes, "Yes, son." I said, "Wow." When I said wow, he heard me. And he turned and looked at me and he stuck his thumb up like that. Like giving me a high, you know.
Yeah, I understand.
And I gave it back to him. So about 2 weeks later, my mom and I are walking right past where we were standing. And I'm gonna show you now. We were walking in that area and we coming to the opening of Chinatown and my mother goes, I said to my mom, I said, "Mommy, one day I'm gonna open up a karate school right here." And my mother was drinking Senka coffee. You ever heard of Senka coffee?
No.
Senka is a non-decaffeinated coffee.
Okay.
She was drinking it. She did a big laugh and spit the coffee out of her mouth. And she said, "Little black boy," she said, "some dreams are real." And she said, "And that ain't one of them." She said, "These people ain't gonna never let you open up something." She said, "You might as well become the president of the United States before you open up a school around here." And at the time, she was right, I thought. That was in 1969. I think it was 69, whatever year he got killed, I think it was 69, because he got killed a couple of months after that. 68?
Yeah.
When that happened, 5 years later, I opened my martial arts school up about 50 feet from where my mother told me that.
How old were you?
When I opened my first school,
Yeah.
I was 18.
How did you get the money?
I didn't have it. I rented out. We had, I didn't rent out. It was a community center where I'm gonna take you by now.
Okay.
It was a community center called Mariners Temple Church.
Okay.
And Peter Chan, who was the advisor for the Ghost Shadows,
Got it.
remembered me, and he said, and I had told him, I said, Peter, I want to open up a school. He said, we'll let you have the space here. And I said, really? And he goes, yeah. And he let me have the space, and I walked in with 50 students. And from then, I never turned around and looked back.
How was that possible? Where did you get 50 students from? Ghost Shadows?
Because people had heard about me, and they wanted to train with me, and they knew that I had trained in Chinatown, and they knew I had trained in different places. And every time I walk by here, my friend's store was right here, and he died from COVID. Yeah. But so walked in with 50 students, and from that day, for the next 40, 50 years, I just taught thousands of students in this area. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did anybody come from other schools to challenge you? Did they
All
have
the
those
time.
over
All the time. I was a black man teaching in Chinatown. How could they not? You know, if it wasn't the Asians that didn't want me there, then it was the brothers that couldn't believe I was there, and they wanted to test me because they didn't think I was worthy, and why couldn't they do it? And, you know, that's why my student here, his father, allowed me to teach him because he knew that what my reputation was in Chinatown. And if you opened up a school in Chinatown, you had to be somebody.
Got
and
it.
I'm not saying I'm somebody, but I did something.
Oh.
And a couple of my championships fights was right up this block here. We would have it in the school here. They tore that school down, huh? 124?
No, it's still there.
Is it still there?
It's still there.
We used to have it there back in the days. And all through Chinatown, Pace College, which is not too far.
How many times did you lose?
I never lost in bare knuckle. I lost in point fighting. I lost in full contact, but I never lost in bare knuckle.
Bare knuckle, you was undefeated.
I was undefeated, yes.
So
But I was a horrible point fighter. I was
Explain-
very decent in kickboxing.
explain point fighting. That's when wherever they touch.
Yeah, they tap you. And bare knuckle, there wasn't like a yame, which means stop. It wasn't like a stop and go. It was like continuous. And I fought a lot of those. We didn't have equipment then. You didn't have gloves. You just taped up your wrist, taped up your foot. You know, and I had the privilege of fighting, you know, in out of state and beating some, you know, guys out there.
Oh.
So, yeah.
So then you become okay. So when do you become the bodyguard? A bodyguard.
Woo, I started bodyguarding, and the first guy that ever bodyguard was, there's a lot of people going, I'm gonna get flack with this, but there was a guy that was a big guy upstate, up in Harlem. He was a big, not good guy. And I started
Nicky Barnes?
Nicky Bonds. So I bodyguarded his lieutenant, Butcher. And he paid me to go up there and get some money from a guy that owed him money. And I went up, first time I was up in Harlem, 116th and Minix. And I went there to get the money from the guy, put a beating on him in the middle of the street in front of everybody. And they started giving me a nickname. And that's on record, actually.
What was the nickname?
I don't even want to
Respect. Okay.
you know, you know,
Okay. So that's funny. So
yeah, and they was calling me, and let's go this way. Yes, we're gonna go this way.
This way is
I'm gonna
better?
show you.
Okay.
Yes. So remember, this is all the beginning of Chinatown here.
Yes.
Ghost Shadows headquarters was right up the block.
Got it.
Right up there. And this is all that, see where that scaffolding is?
Yes.
That was the Pagoda Theater.
Pagoda Theater.
Many Ghost Shadows lost their lives in there.
So
Many of them.
how did people run in there? Was allowed to just run in there and kill some of them?
No, you paid your money and you go in. And you knew somebody was in there, you seen them go in there, they go tell that they was in there and they go in and stab them to death, kill them, do whatever.
Did the government care about the ones that got killed in Chinatown? How did they deal with those type of killings?
I don't even know. It was very loose. It was very loose. They were able to do a lot of stuff and get away with a lot of stuff.
Nice.
So I think that they didn't even really understand the Asian culture.
Yeah.
I really believe that they didn't understand what was going on because unlike a lot of people think, the thing called snitches get stitches came from here in Chinatown. They didn't tell.
Okay, hold on now. All right, OG. All right, OG. Give me a second.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm going to tell you how
I know we here in Chinatown. We got to big them up, but come on, man.
Let me tell you something. Let me explain something to you. To this day, if you rob an Asian person, or if they get into a fight, they kill, the cops would never know who did it. The only way the cops will know, they has to do an extensive investigation outside of the Asian community. They have to put two and two together. So now I'm not really actually saying that that's where it came from, but was a big part
They
of the
embodied
Asian.
it.
Yes.
Got it.
That was a big, and I'm not saying that, to diss us, but
No, I'm playing.
it was, yes, it was
I'm joking.
a big part of the culture where to this day, remember when the COVID thing was happening? They wouldn't have caught anybody that was beating up the, I was the one that started to stop the hate program around here for the Asians.
Really?
Yes, I'll show you, I have it on my phone. I started publicly speaking up against it because I knew that people were just doing it because they were angry. But they're angry at the wrong one because they're being told that that's where COVID came from. And that's not where it came from. It was American made. So my brothers and sisters that I grew up with here were getting the brunt of that. And they weren't telling. They weren't complaining. The American media was complaining. Guys like me was complaining. But the Asian themselves were not making a big deal until it got out of hand. And that's what I grew up with. You didn't tell. If something happened, we kept it amongst the community. Nobody talked about it.
So what was?
So right here, I want to show you real quick. This is the corner where Robert Kennedy was coming.
Oh.
On this corner here. And the parade was right here. This is the War Monument. This is what Chinatown is known for. This is the War Monument. That means you welcome to Chinatown. So that's literally what that means.
Got you.
And standing on the corner here is when Robert Kennedy was coming up the block. And the music was being played back there. And me and my mom were standing right here.
Right here.
We were standing right here. And they were coming this way, marching this to go to that war monument. And that's when I told my mom, I said, Mommy, look at the guys with the sunglasses. And my mom said, you know who that is? And I said, no. She said, that's Robert Kennedy. And the next time me and my mom was walking across the street, that's where my first karate school right there, that red door. 1973 is when I opened that up. That's Mariners Temple Church, Baptist Church. That's one of the oldest Baptist churches in New York City.
Got it.
And Chinatown was running Horizon Youth Development Center out of there. Peter Chan was the director, and he was the one that got me the space to teach in there. We were there earlier. And I gave a big show in homage to that. 4 years ago? 4 years ago, we gave a big show, and we had everybody come from Chinatown and everything. Yeah.
So okay, that's fine, yo. Wow. so then now you're doing security for Nicky Barnes, mans, whatever. But you don't want to tell me the name they called you. Respect.
They were calling me the Black Bruce Lee, but I hated that. I hated that stigma. That's why I don't talk about it much, because people, he thinks, no, I'm not comparing. I didn't call myself that. And I thought it was a horrible comparison because everybody has so much respect for Bruce.
You don't cross?
It's too late now.
Yeah. Everybody. Oh wow. But even if they had love for Bruce, they probably could have had love for you as well.
Yeah, but I felt it was just a disrespect to Bruce. So I never, and if you read any of the books and you read, about the story, and Kung Fu Cinema tells the whole story about that. And I didn't call myself, that's what they were saying,
Got it.
You know.
So, you got shot again.
Yes.
1980 what?
1987, December 22nd.
December 22nd, 1987. Let's go inside there and find the table. I sat here earlier. And what happened there? What happened there? There's a lot of people in here. You want to talk about it or you don't want to talk about it, LG?
At the Roxy's.
The Roxy's?
Yeah, everybody familiar with that.
The team was telling me just now that I gotta get straight to it. You know, we rarely edit. I mean, we're gonna cut out the little stops and stuff, but they said you were part of a movie.
Yes.
Deadly Art of Survival or Wild Style? Explain
Deadly
that.
Art of Survival was probably the most horrible movie ever made by man. But the good thing about it, it was what started the hip hop and movie thing. It came out before Wild Style. Actually, the Deadly Art of Survival movie came out in 1979. And we started filming in 1977. It was the influence for the movie Wild Style because the producer, Charlie Ahern, was the one that produced Wild Style and directed Wild Style. And Wild Style, if you know, was the biggest, started it all. It started before Beach Street, before, what's the other ones? Crush Groove. That's what started. So I was in both movies. I starred in Deadly Art of Survival, and which is now the #1 magazine in the world. And then I went into. He asked me, you know, did I want to be a part of Wild Style, and I told him, I said, you know what, why not? And then he asked can I contact one of my students, Lee Quiones, who's the star of Wild Style, and then I helped, you know, him get in contact with Lee Quiones, and I played as a cop in the movie Wild Style, and it became the #1 hip hop movie of all time. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So, and at this time, you still have your school.
All the time.
What's the name of this? What was the name of the school?
DAS, Deadly Art of Survival, just like the magazine.
Yes. That one over there too.
Yes.
So the whole time is Deadly Art of Survival.
Yes.
Okay. What made you get into bodyguarding?
Money.
So you didn't,
No other reason.
And the drug dealers paid a lot of money.
You know what? I didn't know he was a drug dealer at the time. I was very naive. He told me if I wanted to make some money, he said, I want you to beat somebody up and I'll pay you for it. And I beat the guy up and he paid me for it. And then when I found out what he was, I quit. Then I started working as a bouncer in the clubs. And I started working the biggest nightclubs in the city. Bonds International, Studio 54. I became head of security for Bonds. And I worked in over 105 clubs, and I was head of security for about 90 of them. Yeah.
Have you ever? Are you gonna tell me what happened to your knuckles?
Just a little bit. I trained a little bit.
Come on, man.
I trained a little bit.
Come on.
Yeah.
No, you said yeah, but you're not explaining.
It came from my martial arts background. It came from my martial arts background.
This?
Yes.
Have you ever had to Have you ever had any run-in with anybody in the industry?
Too many.
Industry run-ins.
You know who? Yeah, I did some damage. You ever heard of? I don't want to mention names. Yes, I did. I had a bad run-in with what's the guy's name? King's son. I stopped him from shooting Ice Cube.
Who's King's son?
What's the guy that I knocked
Jersey
out?
got body wrap on 6'6".
Oh.
What was the other guy I had the problem with? Chris Lighty. Chris Lighty. I had rest in peace. I didn't do something. It was not good.
Why would you
good man.
Why would you have a problem with Chris Lighty?
It was a misunderstanding. But God bless him, he was a nice guy.
And I respect that.
He was a nice guy, God bless him. And we all have misunderstandings.
Yeah.
And I respect all of them. You know?
How many L's you took in the street? Whether you got jumped, attacked.
I got attacked in the street, and I had my losses, man. I had one guy in a club, big football guy, that picked me up, threw me on top of a car, knocked me out. Didn't know he knocked me out, and he shook me, and I woke back up, and it was a horrible fight, and that changed my whole concept of fighting, and I had to learn how to fight better.
How did he knock you out?
He picked me up and he slammed me on top of a car head first.
Oh.
Back of my head hit the car and it knocked me out. He didn't even realize it. He kept wailing on me, and his wailing on me and him picking me up and shaking me and wailing on me woke me up.
So who stopped it?
We were just jacked up on the floor. We were just tired. 2 beat up souls. He got the best of me.
Got it.
He got the best.
A football player.
Football player. Yes.
NFL football player or college?
He was a college football player. Very, very big guy. Very big guy. I had made the mistake of thinking if I hit him, I usually knock people out, and I hit him and I didn't knock him out, and it just made him mad. And he picked me up and threw me on top of a car and knocked me out. He didn't even realize it. I know.
But you don't like to talk about yourself in the third person.
Right. No.
Whatever you feel comfortable with.
No, I'm comfortable. I gotta just get adjusted. You know, they make me get adjusted, so I get adjusted.
They make you get adjusted. You were saying that. Okay, so we talked about the movie. We talked about bodyguarding and you leaving.
Yeah.
You still have you just showed us a picture of when you had the karate school. I asked if you talked about the situation with, you said that sometimes we have misunderstandings with. I asked you, do you have any situations in hip hop?
Right.
You broke that down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But what was next? Because I know your son was saying that you took your training to a whole nother level, but that was early on or later on?
That was early on. I took my training to different levels, and one of the levels was the hardcore training, which was, running in the snow barefooted and, the trees, kicking it, hitting the trees and the handball court walls and all that kind of stuff, which is documented, because a lot of guys, he didn't do that. You know how guys are. Whatever they can't do, they don't think you can do it.
So when you say documented, how was it documented?
Filmed of me doing stuff like that, yeah.
You taught the Army in 2014, the military.
I did. I trained the United States Army. I was not, like a lot of guys claim, martial artists claim they trained the United States Army, but they trained them off the base. I had government clearance. I was allowed on the base to teach the military to revamp their self-defense. Yeah.
Also, in also in 89 or
81.
81, you stopped a bank robbery. Explain that.
Yeah, I was in a bank, European American bank, back in 1981. I believe it was December of 1981. Mm-hmm. No, I'm sorry, it was November 1981. Mm-hmm. And I walked in, and it was a young man in the bank with a hoodie on. I had never really seen a hoodie. Back then, nobody wore hoodies, really. And I said, what's he doing in the bank with a hoodie on? And he's covering his face. Didn't dawn on me. He's online, so my friend, Evelyn, who was the teller there, she's seen me, and she goes like this. She's telling me to wait online because she wants to talk to me. And I'm behind him. So when he walks up ahead of me, he takes a bag, and he just puts it on top of the counter. So I noticed that she's reading the bag. And I said, why is she staring at the bag like that? I didn't realize she was reading the bag, you understand? There was a note facing away from us, but at her, and telling her to put money. I found this out later. He was instructing her to put money in the bag, and she looked at him, and then she looked at me, and he looked at me, and he looked at me like, you better mind your business, that kind of look. So I put a punk look on, like, okay, you got me, and knowing that he had to walk past me to get out. Because if he walked the other direction, he would go inside the building and upstairs, which Mayor Koch happened to be there for a radio show that day. And this happened to be in the bank. And so he kept cursing at her under his breath and telling her to hurry up. So instead of her counting the money, she just started shoving it in the bag. And then he snatched the bag, and he went to walk away, but he had to come past me, like I said. And I lit him up. you know, when he came to walk past me, I just put him out of his misery. And
Wow.
I remember him walking towards me, and my first instinct, I chopped him on the neck with what they call an open hand strike, shuto. And like that.
Oh.
So I chopped him on the neck. And then he stumbled, and then I swept his foot from under him. And then as he was going down, I finished him off with a hit. And then I laid on top of him and held him. But when the cops came in, they didn't know who was the bank robber. So they hit me in the head with the gun. And it was only good that the gun didn't go off. And the cop came in and hit me in the back of the head with the gun. And people were screaming and saying, "No, not him. The guy on the floor, he's the robber." So I got mad, and when I got up, I pushed the cop. I shoved him because he hit me in the head. And then they sat me down and, you know, told me to calm down. They took my blood pressure, all this unnecessary stuff. And then all of a sudden I hear, "Who's the superhero?" And all of a sudden the doors open up. Here comes Mayor Koch walking in. And he goes, "Look at this guy." And he started feeling my arms. He said, "Look at this guy is whatever." And then they started interviewing me in the bank and asking me what happened, you know, and I told him, he tried to rob the bank and he was insulting the lady. And when I went outside, it was like a ticker tape parade. Like everybody had seen it all over the news. And people were hanging out their windows and screaming and throwing tissue and all this kind of stuff. And it was crazy. I became like it was an international thing. And it was all over the world, and they was calling me, and they was offering movie parts and all this kind of stuff. Everybody liked me but the Black Liberation Army. And if you remember during that time, who's ever watching this knows that the Black Liberation Army was robbing banks at that time, the exact same time. And they thought I was a sellout in Uncle Tom. So they put a contract on me. And they threatened to kill me, told my mom and dad they was gonna kill me and all this kind of stuff. My mom started crying. She called me from my karate school and said to come home. She's scared they're gonna kill me. And sure enough, I knew one of the Black Liberation Army members was my sparring partner. And he was the one that told him where I lived and gave him my number. And I didn't want to do any interviews. I didn't want to be bothered with anybody. All movie deals I turned down because I was afraid for my family. So I didn't do any interviews for the next 25 years. So Warner Brothers, Paramount Pictures, New Cinema Production, all these Lion, all these different companies wanted me to be like the next Wesley Snipes or Ron Van Cleef, and I didn't care about it. I just wanted to make sure my family was okay. And I gave up my life and just kept teaching in karate.
So, the contract, what happened to the contract?
Which contract?
The contract that they put on your head.
If you remember, they started getting busted by the feds. And they did that Nyack Brinks job. And all of them got busted or killed. And that's the only thing that saved me. They started going to jail also. And that saved me, but I was too mad with the community, man, because nobody spoke up for me. And I was really hurt, that they didn't speak up for me, and when I really needed them. So I went from an overnight sensation internationally to obscurity. I didn't want to bother with the world. And finally, one guy called me. His name is Nigel Ben, and he was a guy part of, it was called Kung Fu Cinema. And he said to my secretary right next door, he said, can I interview Nathan Ingram? She said, no, he doesn't do interviews. And he stayed persistent. And Nigel, thank you, man, if you're watching this. And finally, he got on my nerves. And when she said, he's on the phone, I grabbed the phone. I said, what do you want? And he says, I want to interview you. I said, well, she told you I don't do interviews. And he goes, but they need to tell your story, what happened with the bank robbery and what happened in you teaching here in Chinatown. This is a big thing. And I said, it's big to you, not to me. And he goes, I'm asking you, sir. And I said to him, are you black? He goes, what? I said, are you black? He goes, yes. He thought I was going to go on a different trip, you know, about being a black Asian guy. And I said, I will let you interview me. And he lost it on the phone. He said, you'll let me interview you? I said, yeah. And he came down. That was the first interview that I did from 1981 until 2008. First interview. And he interviewed me, and the interview became a big hit. Yeah. Kung Fu Cinema, the Nathan Ingram story. They call it the Bruce Lee do-over.
Wow. So
Bruce Leroy do-over.
do you I was talking to your sons, and they were saying that you have a documentary coming out.
Yes, me and my son Justin, my wonderful son, and because all my sons do something different with me. One runs the magazine, The Deadly Art of Survival, the #1 martial arts magazine in the world. My middle son Justin, a movie producer, and he's producing my life story, the Nathan Ingram's. What's the name of it? The Deadly Art of Survival. Satoshi Nathan Ingram story, and we've been working on that. I seen some footage. Oh man, it's made me cry. Tells my whole life and the stories that you know of. And my son did his research, you know, on my life and put all of that in.
How many sons do you have? How many children?
I have 5 sons and 3 daughters.
5 sons and 3
Yes.
daughters. And these are 2 of your sons right here?
Yes.
Okay.
Nathan Jr., Melissa Rosetta.
Which one's Nathan
Sean,
Jr.?
Justin. Nathan Jr.'s not here. He's my oldest.
Okay.
He's
What's his
not-
name?
This is Justin.
Justin?
Yeah, that's my middle son.
What's his
That's
name?
the baby boy. That's Jacob.
Jacob. So, what does Justin do? Justin, you the one that's working on a documentary with your pops?
Documentary, yeah.
Okay.
Life story.
His life story. And what you doing?
Magazine and media.
The magazine media?
Yeah.
On the page and stuff
Yep,
like that.
on Deadly Art of Survival, on Instagram, YouTube.
Got it. Got it. I'm gonna do I'm gonna talk to my team, 'cause I'm gonna drop this tomorrow. And I'm gonna have you guys collaborate. I'm gonna collaborate my channel with y'all channel to the YouTube. I have McKinley send you the link.
Okay.
That's good, you guys. And what happened to the other boys? So it's 2, and then you got Nathan Ingram
Nathan Jr. Nathan's an entrepreneur. He owns a health food product, right? Health food store, CMOS and all that. My other son, Freddie, is retired military man. He's been in the military 23 years.
Wow.
Him and his wife were instrumental in getting me to teach the military.
Nice.
He's a highly decorated soldier. He did, I think, 11 tours of duty. Fought in 11 countries. And my son, Sean, God bless him, he's a truck driver, and he's got a wonderful family. And I got 21 grandkids. Davina, Alasia, Zanaya, Lanaya, Faith, Jasmine, Justine, Maria, Nadia, Tamia, Jalen, Tiffany. Okay, and my great-granddaughter, right? And then my grandson is Jamia, Damari, Jeremiah, Angelia, Adonis, Dominic, Avante, Leon Jr., and Jacob Jr.
Nah, you fire. You didn't mention your daughters. You said you have 3 daughters as well.
Yes, that was my grandchildren.
No, I'm saying, yeah, but you didn't.
Yeah, okay, my kids are Nathan Jr., Melissa, Rosetta, Freddie, Sean, Justin, Jacob, I said Angela, right? And Angela. Yeah.
Oh, have you been married before?
I've been married, yes.
I mean, once,
Twice.
twice.
Unfortunately, twice, yeah.
Why is it unfortunate?
My second wife, I didn't have any kids with.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many kids do you have with your first wife?
All my beautiful kids.
Oh, 8. Oh, 8.
Yeah, no. I have 1, 2, 3.
Got you.
And then 5 original, but all my babies. They're all my babies.
Got you. Do you, I think that what's important to say is that why now tell your story? Because, you know, and I appreciate you coming out to sit down and talk to me. It means a lot. I didn't know what to expect.
Wow.
Because McKinley was telling me that, because I was doing the whole thing about the Chinatown gang stories, and McKinley was saying, well, he was not part of the Ghost Shadows, but for 2 years or whatever. And I'm like, well, okay, but then how would we make it work? And then you just blew me away. Pause.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing. What message do you want to put out there for the people?
You could be whatever you want to be. Just think it out. Strive to be the best that you can be. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change anything, because everything that you learn gives you wisdom, makes you smarter, especially if you learn from them. And everything I've been through made me stronger and made me the person I am today. I have a beautiful relationship with my children because of my what they've heard and what they've learned. And as you see, my sons are here with me, and have a, wonderful relationship with my sons. And they, although they think they're the daddies and tell me what to do, I accept it and I love it.
They gotta tell you what to do. They got to, man.
I know they stay on my case, especially this one. Well,
I see no, I see both of them. I mean, they want to make sure that you're saying the right thing, because and I understand. I mean, when it comes to the internet, OG, like things get blown out of proportion.
Yes.
Something could start off as a little marble and snowball into something so big that you wouldn't see coming. So I understand the concerns, and I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Because that's not my intent. Is not that. My intent is to tell a good story and have a good story.
Right.
I think it's dope though, man. I think the story is dope. I think it's great. I feel like there's so much more that when's the documentary coming out? What's the name of the documentary?
Daily Art of Survival, Sadoshi Nathan Ingram story.
Yeah.
We looking for spring, early spring.
Early spring?
Yeah.
You started already? You started everything already?
In post-production.
So you already got everything already?
Got everything.
I like that. I like that.
Shooting like 5 years now.
5 years?
Yeah.
A lot of information. It's a lot of information.
Is there anything else that we're missing, fellas, that we want the people to know? That's what's important. Is there anything that you think that the people should know about Pops, about the movement, about what's going on? Please let me know right now, so we can. I think the people should know everything.
He pretty much covered it. People gonna see him and see what type of man he is, and remarkable. Enough said.
I don't know if he still got, because first of all, the chop hurt. You still got the chop, but so if somebody come and try to swing at you, you can still block it all that.
I would try not to. Try not to. To think about what I think about is how many people that I've hurt. That although people, you have your war stories. I know a lot of instructors and martial artists, they have their war stories. But the last thing you want to do is hurt somebody, because you hurt yourself, because you got to remember these things, Mm-hmm. And so I try to stay humble and I try to stay respectful. And the purpose of the magazine and the movie and interviews like this, I do this, is to try to get people to understand that, none of us are perfect. We're all going to do some things, but the ones that learn the lessons from whatever they did wrong will prosper and will go on and move on. And hopefully this will inspire people not to do what I did, but to learn from their mistakes and move on and be better.
All right, that was harder now. All right. Come on, man. Damn, yo. Nathan Ingram. Wait, hold on. Wait. Okay, last thing. Throughout all the years, you still had your karate school?
Yes.
Until the pandemic?
52 years.
What?
52 years, yeah.
The pandemic messed up everything?
Yes. Took it all from me. Yeah.
So what are you doing now? Just relaxing?
We doing, I wish. We doing a magazine, we doing a movie. We got a lot going. The magazine
I know that
is 24/7.
Well, I know that what they're doing as far as a company. I'm talking about you personally.
As I'm a part of it.
I know, but are you still running around doing everything?
Yeah, I do a lot of appearances.
Okay.
Almost every weekend I'm somewhere doing appearances and signings. With my book, I have my book out, The Nathan Ingram Story, with my niece Rebecca Green, who's a remarkable writer. So I have the book with her, and I go around. I come with my bodyguard Benjamin Herman Pride, who comes with me. My son comes with me, and watch out for me when I'm going to these places. And what I do is I go around and just do these appearances and meet the public, and it's fun.
And what did they tell you about? About me? They was like, there's this guy. He went and interviewed
I heard you was wild.
No, I changed.
They said you changed. They said you
Yeah,
changed.
I don't do that anymore,
They
man.
said he's not wild no more.
Yeah, my son is big now. I changed my whole life.
Well, see,
Well-
wisdom. You learn, and you change. You change for a reason. Your son. You can't deny that. You just said that.
Yes.
You just said that. So it's the same thing with me. That's what I did. Just a different. We just lived two different lifestyles, but it was the same goal: to change to be better for them.
Do you still think today you could teach karate? If somebody came to you with
Absolutely.
and say, Nathan, I got a bag for you. I need you to teach me.
Yes. I had to teach my grandson a lesson a couple weeks ago.
What do you mean teach him a lesson?
He was being a bad boy.
Oh, well. You serious?
Yes, I had to teach him a lesson. Yeah.
You serious?
One thing, can you specify that we're not from Chinatown, we're from LES? That's two different things. I can't jack that, man. I can't jack that.
Yo, you can't jack that? What do you mean that? Yo, you wanted to clear that up so bad. Why? You from Chinatown, yo. It's all right. You never Chinatown? That's my man, yo. What's wrong with being from Chinatown?
It's not from Chinatown, we're from Lower East Side.
Lower East Side. So that's where you lived.
I live in the Bronx, but we from Lower East
I
Side.
mean, not now. I mean, when you were younger.
You know, basically, listen, I'm not from Chinatown. Technically, I'm a block away.
I got it.
However, that's where my early roots were.
Got it.
But I respect to the LES Alfred E. Smith projects.
Ooh.
You know, a lot of people say, hey, you talk a lot about Chinatown. I said, that's what people want to hear. They don't want to hear what's going on in the housing project. They already know. They want to hear a different story.
Shout out to LES, man.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, man. Queenzflip, the OG, Nathan Ingram. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man. God bless you.
Okay, hold on. Let me. I gotta get my grip together, boys.
I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you,
Thank for having
OG.
me,
Thank
man.
you so much.
Thank you, man.
All right.